Cody Finley. This is my wife Jessica, Dylan, Joanna. We're Finley Farm in Apple Grove, West Virginia. We were headed to Easter dinner at my grandparents' house, which is just a couple miles from here, and we seen a for sale sign on this property. At one point in time, this was my grandmother's uncle's property. It was a continuous piece of property, about 450 acres, and when he passed away, it was broken down into 4 lots and separated between the heirs. And one of the parcels, which was this one, ended up in the hands of a gentleman from Georgia who used it as a hunting camp. So he would travel up here during deer season and hunt, and during the rest of the year it just sat vacant. We thought the place was beautiful, and with the help of our parents, fortunately we were able to purchase it. And we hooked a trailer hitch to that house trailer and drug it out here where the cattle barn sits today. There was no structures on the property. The bottom 2 fields had been cornfields at one point, and they were in pretty rough condition. And we had no intentions of becoming farmers. We did. Well, one of us did. One of us did.
When we began on the farm, we had 1 cow, and we decided we wanted some better quality genetics, so we purchased some registered cattle. We have Simmental and Sim Angus cross, mostly everything Simmental influenced.
The management practices that we've incorporated at our farm are the feeding facility, watering systems, division and exclusion fencing, and rotational grazing.
And we did the lime. The lime helped our pasture.
Yep.
Frost seeding.
We put in 3 watering facilities, 2 auto Ritchie waters, 1 here at the feed pad, and then 1 here between the exclusion fencing between these 2 pastures. And then there was an old pond in the hollow of the property that was leaking, and we were able, one of the projects was to remediate that pond and rebuild it, and we have a tire watering tank up there as well, heavy use protection, gutters on all the structures, and the pond and the tire are really the hub of the whole farm. The cows go between this side of the hill, this lower pasture, that pasture, and the neighboring property which we lease, and that pond is the access point and the pivot point for each of those pastures. In addition to the livestock, wildlife conservation is also important to us, so we decided to fence off approximately 30% of our property and dedicate that as a woodland area. This includes all the streams and any type of drainage areas on the farm. We like to hunt and fish as well, so that's important to us.
Our kids, they show the breeding stock. We have heifers mainly, is what we try to breed for. Our daughter, she has goats. We recently started in that. They're mostly weather-bred genetics, so we're shooting for buck kids with those, the complete opposite of the cattle. She has a show goat, and our son has a show goat, and we travel around. We let them show, get the experience. Currently, both of our children are in the local 4-H. She's in Clover Buds, he's in Roadrunners for the county. They both participate in our fair. I'm a fair board member. We go and volunteer at the fair, making improvements what they can through the summer, before the fair and after. This past summer, we had our first jackpot show. We had 4 species, and we had people from all over the U.S. come. We do artificially breed and embryo transfer in both the cattle and the goats.
Well, we have a limited amount of pasture available on the farm. We've tried to maximize the quality of the animals that we produce, so that was the reason for going to an all artificial program, so that we can be picky and choose the genetics that we want to implement into our program. Just like we do with our cattle and goat programs, we feel that quality and resource management is important. The programs that NRCS has allowed us to incorporate into our farm has helped us to maximize the productivity and efficiency of the land that we have available.